Hello, I'm Helen Macmillan. I'm life coach from Helen Macmillan Coaching, and I'm on Jerry-Royce Live.
Hello, and thank you for stopping by. I'm your host, Jerry-Royce, and welcome to Positive Power 21 Network, where you get your positive on. This is a worldwide podcast for growth, wealth, and success. Thank you.
PositivePower21.org, Internet Radio.
Thank you, everybody, for joining us, and welcome to Jerry Royce Live on PositivePower21.org. I am the voice of Jerry Royce, and when it's all positive, it's all power. That's Positive Power. And today's sponsors are REI Heritage Tours in Cambridge, Maryland, home of Harriet Tubman and the Underground Railroad. This is an excellent time to book your tours right now. The weather's getting humid and getting hot, so why not join them down on the Eastern Shore where everything is fresh and farm-like. All right, and their number is 1-800-522-TOUR to book your scenic driving tour with more than 30 sites related to freedom seekers in the 1800s. Again, for more information, call 1-800-522-TOUR. And I actually been on that tour. That's a serious tour. You'll never forget that one. Also, have you ever received good advice that you were unable to follow? Have your doctor ever recommended a lifestyle change that you found to be unsustainable? Have you ever wanted something in life but found you couldn't achieve it alone? Contact Purple Rose Holistic Health.com. They will personalize a program that will radically improve your health and happiness. Contact Valerie Moore for a free initial consultation. Again, that's www.purpleroseholistic.health.com. Okay? Also, we'd like to say thank you to everybody last Saturday that came out to Queen Z production. The gospel stage play called Taking It Back was written and produced by Zenobia Sampson. She had a tremendous turnout, a big showing of family, friends, and Facebook. Right, it was standing room only. Awesome support. And we talked to her on Sunday, and she has a huge request for DVDs and a second showing. Now, I only had an opportunity to stay for the first half, but that was a very, very funny play. Now, I know there was a message behind it probably towards the second half, but I tell you, that first half was so funny, so we're definitely looking forward to seeing that one on DVD. So she's actually on it for those who have been requesting it in her inbox. All right. And also, don't forget about Pamela Samuel Young, the author of Anybody's Daughter, is when a 13-year-old Breonna is ensnared in the horrifying world of human sex trafficking. Her uncle Dre, a man with his own criminal past, scores the dark corners of L.A., determined to find her. Dre ultimately comes up with a daring plan that puts many lives in danger, including his own. But will he find Breonna before it's too late? All right. And check her out on her official website at PamelaSamuels-Young.com. All right. Check her out. And also, for anybody interested in sponsoring, you're a published author and you just released your book, just inbox us on Facebook. We'll put a control on it, and we'll make sure that we get someone will be in contact with you to help you get your plugs written up. Okay. And we want to thank everybody from last week, all our last week guests. We want to do a recap and who they were. We had Hazel Cartwright, author of Emerald Eyes of the Sea and Single Therapy. Slice from Baltimore, Maryland. She has a book coming out called Dream Killers, but it won't be released until this winter, so there'll be more on that later on. Larry Moon Jr., we want to thank him. Larry published a book called Honey is Thicker Than Water, and he has another series out there on Facebook, also on Amazon, so check him out, Larry Moon Jr. Cheryl Pullins, self-help book, I Coach Woman, that's .com. That's her website, icoachwoman.com. She has a book on branding and building your business. I have the title ready for you tomorrow. Sorry about that. And also Frank Brown Jr. We have Frank Brown Jr. He's out the Washington, D.C. area. He's a life coach. You can check him out at www.frankbrownjr.com. And he's releasing an untitled book sometime in December. Okay, so we'll bring you more information on that one. And also we want to thank Cynthia Blue. She's the author of The Lesson. That's a romance, drama, and erotica book, all mixed up and intertwined. She's an excellent writer, and that's her first time coming out. But according to the reviews, they love her so far. So Cynthia Blue. So you can Google her or Amazon, Kindle, and all the good books good ways of downloading ebooks are out there for you. Not sure if it's in a paperback yet, but you can check out Amazon. Make sure. And again, that book is called The Lesson. And also, we want to thank again author and motivational speaker Bunny DeBarge for releasing her 2 books that's coming out this fall. The Kept Ones, Volume 1 and 2, is due out sometime in September and winter 2014. All right, everybody. Thank you very much for holding on, and please support those authors. They're looking forward to you guys checking out their website and sharing the information to your family and friends on Facebook. All right, our next author that we have, actually she's an author. She's an author and a lifestyle coach, and her name is Helen MacMillan. And this is who she is, okay? Who am I? This is what's on her website. I am a brilliant life coach, a wise woman, a mother, a wife, a divorcee, an intuitive healer and empath, I guess that's the word. Inspirational speaker, empath. Okay, I did get that right. An inspirational speaker, an author, a therapist, physical therapist, a light worker, a truth teller, a seeker, deeply spiritual but not religious, an entrepreneur, a Jamaican. I love to have fun, read, yoga, and all things metaphysical. Dance, sing, create, transform, connect, inspire, and watch TV. Wow, you got time to watch TV, Alan?
I do.
All right. Well, welcome to the show. How you doing tonight?
I'm very well, thank you, Jerry.
Good. After reading all of that, it doesn't sound like you have time to watch much TV. It must be just the news or something.
I do not watch a lot of TV, but it is my guilty pleasure.
That's right. Mine too. I understand, for real. All right, so you doing fine tonight?
I'm doing very well. I'm doing very well.
Good. Very good. And welcome to Jerry Royce Live.
Thank you.
And we had the pleasure of meeting you at the Business Expo. What was it called? Success Revolution, Business Expo 2014.
Yes.
Agnes Akatun, and it was a pleasure to meet you. All right. So we like to get to know you a little bit better for our listening audience. So up on your website, you do have your story. You name it My Story, and you have some other personal things up there. So we're going to get a little bit into who you are. So if you mind sharing a little bit about yourself, Helen?
Sure. I am, as you said, I'm a life coach, and I call myself a success coach. I've been an entrepreneur for, 25 plus years. I've been a physical therapist for 28 years, and I'm originally from Jamaica. I had a wellness center there. It started out as a physical therapy private practice and evolved into a complementary wellness center over 15 years. And I always tell people now that I came to the mind through the body, after working in the field of healthcare and always looking for, the root of a problem. I was never a traditional therapist, and I always treated people holistically, mind, body, and soul. And because I was really interested in healing, it's not just a Band-Aid therapist, I'd say. My own story, I was a very intuitive child. But as a child, when you see things other people around you don't see, you're not thought to be intuitive, you're thought to be crazy.
That's right. Right.
So I would see and hear things that other people didn't. I would walk over to the phone and stand there, and then it would ring. And it didn't seem odd to me, at the time. But the more that I, realized that other people weren't experiencing what I was experiencing, is I began to shut down those abilities. And what happened essentially is that it wasn't me, right? Because when you cut off yourself from being who you truly are, you get further and further away from your truth and your essence and your core. And the result of that was years of low-grade depression, and eventually, as I got, I still succeeded. I did very well in life, actually, but I call it now, I'll say I lived for many years outside of my $1 million zone. And the $1 million zone is what I have coined a term to describe a state of being where you are aligned with your truth, and you're vibrant, and you're alive, and you are joyful, and life, everything flows, yeah? And so when I became, my sister died in a car accident. We were very close. We were only 14 months apart.
Sorry to hear that.
Yes, and so that was a long time ago now, 32 years ago this year. And as a result of that, it really was the beginning of my awakening, I think, in hindsight. Hindsight is such a wonderful teacher, right?
Oh, yes, it is.
And so it began, my journey of getting some help, really, and trying to figure myself out. I became a born-again Christian and went through that whole journey of exploring my spirituality because I'd been raised in a very Christian family. And I wanted answers for myself. And so I've been a seeker my whole life. And I've had, you know what, Jerry? I think my phone, I hear it starting to beep, and I don't want us to get cut off.
Okay.
So I'm going to try and grab another phone.
Okay, no problem.
And hopefully this one has a little more juice. Let's see. Okay, can you hear me okay?
All right. Yes,
Wonderful.
excellent.
Yeah, so my journey, it took me on a journey. I got married. I did really well. I started a business, had 2 children, and then got divorced. And that took me again into in another whole emotional spiral. And every step of the way, I was forced to go deeper and deeper into my healing, into my growth, and I used all of that. Took all of that into my work with my clients.
Wow.
And as I learned healing techniques, I applied that in my work. As I learned mind-body healing and to heal myself, I used that to help others. And my journey has always been led. I believe that I've every step of the way been led by Spirit. So I've traveled the world and studied. I've died and left my body and had some very interesting and unusual experiences, all of which culminated in me really deepening my belief that we are magnificent beings here to create great things. We all have unique purposes for being here, and we're here to grow and learn and be wealthy and healthy and wise and create. And that's really what I help people to do is really, I woke up too many days not wanting to be here. And this life that we have is a tremendous gift. And I believe that it is, if when we don't understand that, when we don't understand ourselves, when we don't understand the power that we have to change circumstances and to create our lives abundantly, then we often spend time not making the best use of this gift called our life. So I now help people to live in what I call your $1 million zone, to access that zone, and because for me that is the payback, making good on the investment that has been made in giving us this life, this gift of life. So
that's right.
That's what I do.
All right. And your purpose, because so many of us are out here just drifting, just finding our way, waiting for that moment to say, hey, this is my purpose. A lot of people don't know about life coaches. It's kind of a new phenomenon. I've been hearing about it for a few years now, but I'm starting to meet people who are transforming into this career, for the first time, and it's exciting. You're meeting people who are looking for help. Now, you kind of understand your purpose. I was looking at your credentials. It seemed like everything that you're certified in can kind of help make a person well-rounded. Can you tell us a little bit about some of your certifications? I was looking at a few of them, like Dream Coach, Professional Life Coach. Can you explain some of those things to people who aren't familiar with it? Go ahead.
So a Dream Coach, my Dream Coach certification is there's a lady by the name of Marsha Weeder, and she founded over 30 years ago Dream University, and she's trained over 1,000 coaches all over the world in her system, it's a beautiful system of helping you to, first of all, get clarity on what your dreams are, and to identify and work through the obstacles that are usually either, most often, are limiting beliefs, right? Those are beliefs that are not aligned with what it is we're trying to create and achieve.
Right.
And it's a very beautiful system, which is a blend of head and heart, because a dream without a plan is a fantasy.
That's
and
right.
It's a beautiful system for helping you to identify your dream and then land it. She actually was very successful in Washington, D.C. over 30-plus years ago in public relations, and she actually closed her company and packed up her stuff and headed out across country and said she was going to California to help people make their dreams come true.
Wow.
And she did that. She did that successfully. Of course, people thought she was crazy at the time.
Mm-hmm.
But it is a beautiful 10-step process that we take people through to help them learn how to land any dream that you have. Because she and I also agree that those dreams that are inside of you are put there by God, by Spirit, by the universe, whatever your orientation is. But there's a reason that we have the dreams, and so many of us project our doubts and fears onto our dreams and collapse them before we can even fully explore them. So it's a beautiful process for doing that. And it was very pivotal for me. It was the missing link for me on so many levels to be able to really go after what I truly wanted and create my life on my terms and know that there's nothing I can't accomplish. It's beautiful.
That's right. Excellent.
So that's the Dream Coach certification. And the Life Coach certification is life coaches help people to create their lives and to overcome obstacles and find solutions. And I say, so that you can create a life that you love to wake up to every day.
Yes.
Too many of us are living dead, walking around numb, feeling less than, and unfortunately settling because we don't believe that we can achieve whatever our heart's desire is. And
beautiful said.
Yeah. So my other certifications, I have so many that could fill a wall.
Yeah, you got yoga on there, massage.
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about the massage. How does a person benefit from getting a massage, a full body massage?
Oh my gosh! Well, massage is. I love when I get someone who's never had one before. I say, "Oh boy, another virgin," because massage is, of course, a very old health beneficial technique, right? And it helps to bring balance to your body. It helps to boost your immune system. A lot of people don't know that. You actually will increase your white blood cell count after a massage. There's different types of massages, of course. You have lymphatic drainage massage, which actually helps with the lymphatic system of your body is part of this garbage disposal system, and it's also part of your immune system. So it's a very a lot of people think of massage as a luxury, and it is actually a preventative health process.
Wow.
You have reflexology, which is acupressure, where you specifically manipulate points on the hands and the feet and sometimes the ears, because they're reflex points that connect to every body part, gland, and organ. So reflexology really helps to bring balance to the body and promote health and well-being as well.
Yes.
And there are other techniques I do, craniosacral therapy. They're all designed to help to balance the system and help the body to come back to that state of homeostasis, which is that state of balance and well-being. The body is designed to heal itself.
Yes,
it sometimes just needs a little help because we've gotten so far out of balance.
That's right. So much stress.
Yeah.
Now, how would a person get started with you? How would you know what they need more of? What's the process
So
for you?
I have actually evolved to the place right now. I still do body work on people. I very rarely need to. Energy is everything is energy, right? So
right.
I work with people all over the world. I work a lot on the telephone and on Skype. And most things that I could do, I don't need to touch you to help you. The mind is the computer that controls the entire body. So shifting that, I offer people a complimentary, what we call a discovery session with me on the phone, a 30-minute discovery session. If they're interested in working with me, they just reach out to me and we have a chat to see if we're a good match to work together. I don't think that I am all things for all people, and not. So it is a session, get to know you, and we decide if I'm what they need, and we can move forward from there. Because I have many different programs, and I work with people one-on-one, and I also have group programs, some of which are online, some of them are live and in person. So the best place to start usually is for us to have a conversation.
That's right.
And they can do that by reaching out to me through my website or by email.
That's right. And that's HelenMacMillan.com. So they
yes,
might need some
and
help
the
with
Macmillan is spelled MacMillan.
Oh, very good. We'll make sure that's out there in the audio player, too, so they can check out your whole bio right there inside the body of the player. Now, Ellen, this is really deep. Now, how did you first get here? I mean, what inspired you to go this direction? I mean, what were you... Now, I don't remember what you were saying, what you were doing before all of this happened. Where were you before?
So before what happened? Let me just
before you got to this place.
So I went to college and I studied physical therapy, and worked in the hospital setting for a while. And then before I started my private practice, and over years of working with clients, I just love to study and I love to travel. So I usually combine the two. And of course, in the physical therapy profession, you always have to be doing continuing educational units to renew your license every 2 years. So it really sets you up to be a lifelong learner anyway. But I think it was probably my near-death experience. I had an asthma attack when I was studying in China back in 1995. And I actually had a near-death experience during an episode. I left my body.
Wow.
And it was a mind-blowing experience. I re-experienced lifetimes that I had lived in China. Very interesting, because I always say God has an amazing sense of humor, because that happened at the height of my born-again Christian experience. So, my poor brain was trying to make sense of this experience that I was having. And, it took years for me to really even come to an understanding for myself. What I have experienced, it wasn't the first time. I mean, it was the first time, but it wasn't the last time I've had a past life experience. But each time I had an experience, it was very purposeful in healing and bringing understanding to something in this lifetime. So the first time it really helped me to come to change the relationship I had with my oldest son in this lifetime. So every time I've had an experience, it was very purposeful. And with my clients, sometimes the root of a problem that they're having is not in this lifetime. It's from a past life experience. And so, but it's necessary for us to clear that in order for them to have, to achieve the results and have a breakthrough in this lifetime, if that makes sense. Sometimes it's hard to wrap the mind around it. So, for example,
it is pretty deep.
Yes, it is. Because most of us don't hear about these things and we don't talk about them. But it's interesting. I meet many, many people who've had these experiences. I think, most people still don't really talk about it a lot. But it makes certain. I'll give you an example.
Okay.
of how it can make sense. I had a client who we were working on, her putting herself last all the time. She had a lot of women are conditioned that way. We're to be the nurturers and the healers and the caretakers, right? So we automatically put ourselves last a lot, and it's not always a beneficial thing. So she was working on overcoming that pattern, and we had looked at her life experience. She'd had a very close-knit family, no obvious traumas in this lifetime. She just couldn't understand why she couldn't break this pattern. And in a session one day, we went back, and she actually had re-experienced a memory from a past life where she was actually buried alive in Egyptian times with her husband. And back in those times, a wife was considered to be part of her husband's property. And so when especially royalty, when they were buried, their possessions were buried with them, and that included his wife. And so she re-experienced being in the coffin and being with him, and he was dead beside her. And it all of a sudden made so much sense, because she was that conditioning of I don't matter, I don't count, translated into this lifetime. And after she had that experience, everything shifted for her. Wow. Everything shifted. She all of a sudden, it was easier for her to put herself first and to take care of herself, and it was amazing.
It was amazing. Wow, it sounded like it. Wow.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy.
That is. I mean, after listening to this show, I think a lot of listeners will definitely feel where you're coming from on this one, because a lot of us have things going on that we just can't explain what's going on. Why we're so out of line, why things are just not lining up properly. It's like you get a peek of what it could be, but you still can't reach it.
Absolutely. And sometimes you think you're crazy. I mean, you're mystified, right? Because you might be very, very very successful in one area of your life, and just can't seem to make any headway in another area of your life. And it can be very puzzling. Very puzzling.
Absolutely.
For me, it was interesting. When I was younger, I had these issues of shame. It was just unexplainable. I couldn't. It just didn't make any sense to me. But I was very easily ashamed and felt shame. I don't know if you've ever felt like your face literally burned with shame. And I would have these experiences all the time, and I couldn't figure out why. There wasn't anything obvious that I could remember why I felt that way and why I behaved that way, until when I think it was one of the courses I was doing, one of the techniques I do is called somato-emotional release, which is where we release the trapped emotions that are held within the body. And and sometimes when the body is releasing this, you will have a memory. And I had a memory, a flashback of being in my mother's womb. And as a baby, as a fetus. And I had absorbed her shame. My mother got pregnant with me when my older sister was only 5 months old, and I was her third child. And so things were very difficult. So it was an unplanned pregnancy, and so she felt ashamed. She didn't tell anyone she was pregnant till she started to show when she was about 6-7 months.
Wow, and all this past, right? And you hear about those kind of things happen with chemicals anyway.
Yes, exactly.
Where it passes, it never shows up even in the bloodstream for the mother because it goes to the baby.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah. So we are very aware long before we actually, from when we're in the womb. There are a lot of clients I've had who get a sense of what's going on outside the womb, even though they're inside. So a lot of the things that we don't yet really understand or haven't experienced might seem crazy, but there's always an explanation. Even there's yeah. It
is. Wow. Well, Ellen, we're at the top of the hour. And man, you really laid a lot on us. I know people, the listeners are thinking right now, it may be answering some questions that a lot of self-doubt, a lot of, wow, I'm thinking myself right now.
Yes. Yeah. And when we clear those patterns, then you really are become free to choose and to make to get the results in your life that you have been seeking.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
that's true. Yeah. And listening to what you just said, I'm thinking now about when people always try to. The explanation is generational curse, like what you're feeling, and I guess because it's passing from body to body to body, and it's never totally released.
Yes.
So I guess that's why it's passed through generations. That way of thinking. And that way of life for some people, because they never get out of it.
Right.
And then somebody breaks it finally.
Well, I think that's a lot of us have come who are drawn to doing this kind of work, whether on ourselves, for ourselves, or to help others to do it. We are helping to break those patterns. It's time. A lot of the patterns that have been handed down for generation are being broken now. It's a wonderful time to be alive.
That's right. Figuring it out. That's right. Because you're right. Some people do carry that burden for so long,
Yes.
and they finally figure it out. All right. Now, Helen, now we talked about you, earlier we talked about you authoring a book. Now, especially this here. I mean, your voice is just so calming. I could listen to you for hours. Wow.
Thank you.
You got me in a trance. I'm really lost for words tonight. I'm just listening to you, just so tranquil. Oh my God! Wow. I mean, just like, and plus, I met you in person. You're a very beautiful woman. So put the two together, like, wow, she's a wow. All right, we're gonna talk about the book now.
Yes.
Now I know you authored a book with a group of people, but let's talk about your book. Now, are you planning to release a book on all of these?
I am. My book is in process. I don't have a release date, but it is. I have a working title called "The Gift of Pain."
The Gift of Pain.
Yeah, it's having been a physical therapist and working with pain, right? And also a life coach, we work with pain because what motivates people to change is pain.
That's right. That's
but
true.
Pain. But what I've learned from working both with the mind and the body is that pain is our friend. Most of us tend to think of pain as an enemy, and we think that when you have a pain, the first thing you're thinking is how can I get rid of it? And if you're someone who lives with chronic pain, we can curse the body every day. Right? And we feel like, we're the victim of some wicked curse. But the thing is, it's about understanding the pain. And if there is a gift in every situation and everything serves. So it's really understanding what purpose, what is the pain serving, and what's the message of the pain. So, for example, if you sit in a spot for too long, eventually it will become very uncomfortable. If you still don't move, the tissues begin to die, right? So that's why even when someone is an invalid and they can't turn themselves in a bed, we have to turn them or else the skin will break down and they'll die. When that starts to happen, when there's a decrease in circulation, the body starts to give you pain. But it's trying to tell you, move or you're going to die. And emotional pain can do the same thing. But if you don't understand it, then it's like if you're speaking German to me and I only speak English. I don't understand what you're saying. You're just garbling sounds at me.
Right, yeah.
So it's about interpreting and understanding and finding the gift in the pain. And something very simple for all your listeners tonight, and this is something they can walk away with. If when things are going haywire, if we learn to pause, take a breath, and ask, what is right about this that I may not be seeing? Then we are opening ourselves to getting an answer. The brain is wired to seek answers to questions. But if you already have the answer, which can sound like, this is so messed up, this is all kinds of wrong, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's an answer. That's a proclamation.
Yes. I feel you on that. Wow.
And just, take another thing that we say a lot, that we like to say, I can't afford it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Proclamation, statement, rather than, how can I afford that?
Yeah. That's a good question. That's a better question.
Yes.
I can afford that.
And it's all about the quality of the questions that we ask.
Yes, it is.
That's what life coaching is about. That's what all coaching is about. Because the answers are already inside of you. We just help you to access it.
That's right. We just need a little help help pulling.
Yeah.
Now, in your book, are you going to combine like some of the physicalities of your studies, like yoga?
Well, in the book is really about helping people to understand and to change to look at pain from a different perspective, and to look at the painful circumstances of our lives from a different perspective. And it's like mining the circumstances of your life and for the diamonds and the gold that they were meant to give you. And as a result, I think it's Wayne Dyer who says, when you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change. So a miracle can be a shift in your perspective.
Yes.
And that's the point. It's because that's how we help to liberate people. When you can be Bob Marley, I'm from Jamaica, so we love us some Bob Marley, right?
Uh-huh.
He says, emancipate yourself from mental slavery. None but ourselves can free our mind.
Like that.
Yeah.
Like that.
And so if we can change our perspective, everything changes. Everything. And we don't have to wait for the world to change or the economy to change. We have the power. And that Louise Hay taught me that. We have the power to change our lives, our circumstances, by changing the way we approach it, the way we interpret it.
That's right. We got the power. That's right.
That's why I love the name of your show.
Thank you so much. That's right. The greatest thing to me about, listening to you talk about this book is that it make people feel like they have an opportunity to try to help themselves first, and then if they can't, after reading your book, at least they'll feel like they can go out and ask for some help. Because some people are not asking for help these days. They're just trying to tackle it all alone. Yeah.
Oh, my gosh, the worst mistake we could make. And I did it myself for a long time. We're actually taught, or at least conditioned to believe that, there's a certain strength in being independent. And there is, right?
Yes, yes.
But no man is an island. We're not meant to do this thing alone. Everyone needs help.
That's right. We men, we always feel like we can do it ourselves first. It takes a lot for us we have to be completely lost and out of gas before we ask for help.
Don't I know that to be true? I would say to my husband, why don't we just pull over and ask someone?
I got this. I got
this.
That's right. All right. Oh, man, we're going to really... Now, we definitely got to have you back when this book is released. We definitely have to have you back.
Absolutely. And the book, the anthology that was released in 2013 is called Celebrating 365 Days of Gratitude, and it's available on Amazon. And it's a wonderful book, because the thing about gratitude, Jerry, is that it is a very high vibrational state of being. Gratitude, if you can find a way to be in gratitude every day, that alone can change your life. And it can change your physiology, like literally your chemical makeup of your body.
Yeah, I heard about
being
that.
in that state.
Yeah, that's deep. Yeah,
it's grateful. A very healing state.
It is.
And so that little anthology it's nice for people who, are on the run. Because each day is a little short story on gratitude, and it's designed to read one every day. That's why it's 365 days of gratitude. So it's really quick and easy, and it's a great guide to help us stay in that path, because life will challenge you.
That's right. It will.
It's designed to do that.
That's right. And gratitude is like a good formula to try, because I tried that gratitude
journal
piece before, and it really helped a lot. It's like, list all the things you're grateful for and read it every day.
Yep.
Whenever you're feeling down or like during lunchtime, and it does make you feel a whole lot better than whatever that problem is at the time.
That is a practice I give every one of my clients, to do a gratitude and success journal, which is you write 3 to 5 things down every night before you go to bed. Because what it does is it trains your mind as you go through your day to find the good in everything, because it knows that you need to have 3 to 5 things to write down that night. So you start walking through your life differently.
Yeah, see.
It's a powerful practice. Most people just aren't disciplined enough to keep it up.
Yeah, because I like I said, I tried and it seemed like it just tapered off. But should you recommend a person keep a diary next to their bed?
I tell them I don't care if it's toilet paper. Just have something to write on.
No. Wow,
and
powerful.
I'll tell mothers, I'm from Jamaica, right? We recycle everything. So at the end of the school year, if your kids, inevitably they have books that they haven't written on all the pages, I'll tear out what they've written on, and I'll keep those, and I'll recycle those.
That's right.
No excuses. Right?
Love it.
Yeah.
All right, Helen. Well, we out of time right now, but I appreciate you spending these 40 minutes with us, and I really appreciate you sharing your new book that's coming out, The Gift of the Pain. What's it? Gift of Pain, the $1 Million Zone. You talked about that, and definitely Gratitude, 360 Days of Gratitude 2013 edition. So I guess we'd be looking for 2014. Would you be part of that?
2014 is on its way out. No, I did not choose to be a part of that one this year. Okay. I do have an ebook that people can go to my website and download free, which is called 7 Simple Ways to Shift into Your $1 Million Zone. So
all right.
That's a nice quick
$1 Million Zone.
Yeah.
That's right. Nice quick read. And again, her website is Helen Macmillan.
No, Helen, Helen.
Helen.
MacMillan.com.
That's right, and that's we'll have that listed inside the body of the player, so they shouldn't have no problem locating it.
Wonderful.
All right, well,
Thank you so much.
Well, before you go, is there anything you'd like to leave our listeners with?
Oh, I would say make use and remember that this life is a gift, and you get to choose what you do with each and every day. The glass can either be full or it can be half empty. You actually get to choose.
I like
so
that.
Why not choose in favor of what makes you feel good?
That's right. Because some of us are struggling every day. But
yeah, struggling is optional.
That's right. Well, we know now it's optional.
Yes. Some people didn't know that, which is why I choose to say it over and over again. I didn't know it for a long time in my life.
Well, we're so glad we had you on the show on Jerry-Royce Live. We're so happy. And now, before you go, tell us what you have going on. You have a couple events coming up, I believe, right?
I do. I have a 5-week online class called Shift into Your $1 Million Zone, which is we get on the phone once a week for 5 weeks. And I teach and do some questions and answers, and then they've got modules that they go through in between our classes every week. And it's really all about taking the actions, really, of how do you, it's very, very practical. How do you make these shifts in your life? How do you turn your life around? And I walk you through that. And it begins with your relationship with yourself, and then we look at your relationship with others, and then look at your relationship with money. See, some people don't even know that they have a relationship with money, but we do. And then how to put these things into practice and walk you through that so that you can actually begin the process of turning it around and being in that state of calm and peace and joy more and more.
All right. We appreciate you.
They can find that on my website as well. The link is there under the events under the events category. I also have a free 21-day self-care challenge coming up, which they can sign up for as well, because it's all about loving yourself. The more I've learned to love myself, is the better my life has become.
Amen.
And so I have a free 21-day. That starts August 1st, actually.
August 1st. All right, coming up.
There's lots of stuff going on.
I like it. Yeah, good for
Place
you.
to
Good
start
for
is
you.
to get on my website and explore.
All right, great. All right, Ellen, we appreciate having you. So you take care, and you let us know when you release your book so we can get you back on Positive Power 21, okay?
Thank you so much, Jerry. Take care.
Yeah, you're welcome. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that is Helen MacMillan. Check her out. We have our link to the website on the player, on the page. So she has a lot going on for you. Take advantage of it, especially the free stuff. All right. Well, I'm Jerry-Royce Live. Remember, y'all, fill your mind with some good stuff and listen to Jerry-Royce Live. Take care. Bye-bye. Thank you for tuning in to the Positive Power 21 Network. Team 21 would like to thank you all for tuning in, and please spread the word and tell a friend. This is Jerry-Royce at Positive Power 21, where we get our positive on.
PositivePower21.org, Internet Radio.
Take care, everybody. That's a wrap.